Hello and welcome to Space Between Ideas. If you're wondering what's going on in here, hey, there's Jackie Chan. No, Bruce Lee. So I am still in the undisclosed location. Lots of action today in the various places where I can make films. And today's going to be a quick one. So yesterday I kind of gave some expectation that today was going to be a really interesting reveal moment where we figured out the heart and soul of making scenarios. I'm not sure that we're there yet. So let's just make an incremental change today. It's also Saturday, so it's likely that it's going to be later in the day when people start watching this video. Maybe they're not quite ready to pay attention. Maybe they'll wait till tomorrow. Who knows what's going on in your life right now, but today is day 52. And in my life, it is another day to make a video in this 101-day challenge. So as you remember, we're working on two checklists at the same time right now. One is the state impact checklist, which is the process to evaluate courses of action. And the other is the state teamwork checklist, which is the systematic way to start to envision teamwork among participants, whether they be you and your provider, or you and your client, or maybe teamwork within your organization. And that's why I jumped into the state teamwork checklist, was because I was thinking, well, if we're going to start thinking about courses of action, what are they going to be about? It's going to be us working with our clients or prospective clients within a marketplace. It's going to be us working together to work toward that future marketplace or with those current clients, or it's going to be us working with our providers, or it's going to be working with some other type of entity. All right, so when we start to envision courses of action, how to work with these relationships, then the first step in the state impact checklist was to frame the context. All right, so what's the context of this decision that we have to make? I mean, they could be big decisions, they could be small decisions. It could be like, well, we want to add a feature to our product, or, oh, we want to open a new market, or we want to acquire a company, or I want to start a small business, or I'm thinking about where to spend my marketing money, or I'm thinking about bringing on a new client, or I'm thinking about hiring some new staff. Whatever that context is, where do these scenarios occur? And then you start to talk about the scenarios, all right? So maybe what are the different types of features that I could bring on, put into my system? Who are these clients that I'm going to go after? How am I going to work with these different providers? What different providers are available to cooperate with? What does teamwork look like within our organization? What are the different options that we can start to envision for improving our teamwork? So there's so many different scenarios that you can be thinking about, and of course the context is different for everybody. So I thought the best thing to do is jump into the state teamwork checklist. All right, so then that's where we create the spreadsheet, right, or a piece of paper. So you take out a piece of paper, you put the names of the people or a description of the people who you are thinking about dealing with. So if you want to add a feature, then you put your product there, and then you put your customer segments there, and then you talk about what are the outcomes? What are the benefits that your customers are looking for? What are they seeking for? And then what is the outcome of your new feature? All right, so you can see if there's a match or a mismatch there. Then what are the reuses? All right, so after your customer uses your product over time, what do you hope that they will benefit? What do they hope they will benefit? How do they hope that they will benefit in the long term with your product? What will those relationships look like in the future? How will you benefit as you continue to use these, as you continue to supply these products? How will your reputation change? I mean, I started going through some examples from the book Create Crucial Insight to see what Dr. Buchholz wrote. So then, of course, we started talking about yesterday about how these entities support each other. And that's when I started reading these different things. So if you go into the video from yesterday, you can actually get some examples. Now today I'm going to continue to read from his book. So today the theme of the day is also actions, like yesterday. But yesterday was like, how do these entities support each other? And then today's actions are how, like, what are other actions that these entities engage in? All right. So for example, when you are hiring a salesperson, yesterday that we said that the provider, the staff search firm, they have means to hone expectations about jobs and qualifications. All right, so they have to support the client by finding out, like, what are the expectations about the job, what are the qualifications that the company is looking for, and then the search firm provider, they are also going to act to assess. They have to have a method to assess qualified candidates. All right, so that's the job of the staff search firm. And then the entity, the company who needs the new employee, they conduct a project. No, they have to set their expectations regarding the job and the candidate's qualifications and also the funding. All right, so these are like how, like the conversation that the search firm and the company have to have with each other in order to set expectations for each other, to know what to do. And like in this case, this is how you can develop scenarios. So obviously, from a search firm perspective, then you can like have a variety of different providers, and you can say, well, who is able to understand our expectations the best? Who is able to find the most qualified people, or the most qualified people? All right, and then if you are a search firm, then you're going to want to find companies that, if it's easy, or if you have a lot of a certain type of people that you understand and can provide for companies, then of course the next step is to find companies who need these types of people. So you might have like scenarios where you have a list of different companies. You might have a list of how to reach these people. And so today the idea is that entities also do other actions. All right, so other actions. The provider engages services of partner staff search firms. All right, so in order to do this, to do their job, then they also have the ability to work with other search firms. And the company, it says the client conducts a project to bring on board a successful candidate. All right, so those are some other actions that need to be considered when you are doing this hiring process. All right, so these are some examples of like other things. So yesterday we talked about how do these people support each other, and then number 2 is what are the other actions that need to be done in order to implement this endeavor. So it's Saturday, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. So tomorrow I'm going to do day 53. We have another couple of steps in this state teamwork checklist. And where is the depth? Where am I going with this? What does it actually mean to build scenarios? That's what I'm trying to drill down on. And I didn't find the answer today, but I hope to bring that answer to you soon. This has been another episode of Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates.